Hello and welcome to Profiles in Risk. This is your host, Tony Kent, and today I'm recording with Heather Wilson, CEO at Clara Analytics. Heather, thank you for joining me today. How's it going?
Thank you, Tony. I'm sorry I do not have amazing glasses like you, okay? But at least I wore my glasses. It makes you always make it fun for us.
Thank you, thank you, and for the listeners, we've had Clara on the past. That was episode 390. That was a really cool episode because we had Tyler Jones from Clara, and we had a client, a head of claims. So not only did we talk about what Clara is and does, but also we had a client talking about what his experience has been with Clara. So today we're kind of doing an update, but I will include episode 390 as linked in the show notes for the listeners that want to dig deeper into Clara. But if you want to give us a quick elevator pitch of what Clara is.
Sure. Thanks, Tony. So Clara Analytics is an AI claims platform, end to end. We are triaging casualty and comp cases. We have millions of cases in our backend database. So we've seen that case before when it comes in, whether it's on a comp or casualty bodily injury case. So we're triaging the cases. We're helping to make sure we get the right treatment for you. We're making sure that we have the right litigation strategy, litigation management. We also are detecting for fraud, and we also work on all those documents. So we're making sure we're providing insights on those documents back to the case at hand. And it could be a legal demand package. It could be something from a medical record situation. And we're trying to get to the best outcome for you and for the claimant at the end of the day. But we are one platform, one UI, one integration with a lot of amazing capabilities inside of it, Tony.
Perfect, perfect. And so I see your team a lot on the road. You guys are very active
And me too.
in the correct, and you yourself a lot on the road. You guys are very active. Uh,
Very.
so we're recording, I don't know, 2.5 weeks, maybe 3 weeks after ITC. You guys had a great presence
Thank you.
at ITC. How was your experience at ITC, and what's the story of of the blue tracksuits?
Yeah, so let me start with anyone who was at ITC this year. What amazing energy we had at this event. I mean, it really made me so optimistic about the future of insurance. I mean, I've been at this for, a couple decades and a half, and to see how many new AI technology entrants have really come in to the marketplace, it makes, even more a positive, great sign for Clara. We've been at this for about a decade, so we've had many, early adopters, and now that Gen AI is becoming more mainstream and insurance, it's just such a great, it's a privilege to be a part of it. It's great to see the maturity of everyone starting to adopt the technologies, and especially figuring out how to partner in this insurtech marketplace. And I think that, for us, what's great too is that a lot of the insurtechs are figuring out how to partner together too. We're this very sophisticated, complicated insurance ecosystem. And, on behalf of, we work with, tier one carriers down to amazing MGAs that have come into the industry. We have to partner together on their behalf because there are so many different stakeholders around these carriers that they need us to be able to partner and embed intelligence. And so there's great buzz and we loved it, and great new partnerships for us that we made. So the tracksuits, they were fun for us. They created a lot of buzz, and we had a great time wearing them. My team, we had great feedback on our pickleball theme. I don't know if you saw the pickleball court as well. So tracksuits, pickleball court, and I hope you picked up a paddle. Tony, if you didn't, we'll make sure we get you one.
Not exactly a pickleball player, but thank you. I should
That's
check it out.
okay. You could
It's
just use
definitely.
it, right? Just to sit there if you ever get bored. It's your
I,
desk. the
I,
ball,
I
paddle.
will tell you that you guys have great swag game.
Yes,
Uh,
thank you. We have an amazing chief marketing officer. His name is Tyler Jones, and he really does know the type of swag that our clients and prospects and partners love to have.
give me half a second.
Well, I'll tell you, I'll fill in some noise for you. So I was on the elevator at ITC, and I get on the elevator with my blue tracksuit, and I had two comments. I had a gentleman that asked me if he could buy the tracksuit. I said, no, I need to wear it for the day. And then his 10-year-old actually said, I know Clara. I said, excuse me, like Clara Analytics. And she said, I know because I have one of your batteries that I put on the back of my phone so that I never lose battery when I'm talking to my friends. I'm like, I wish I had, a camera right now. A 10-year-old knows Clara Analytics.
That is fantastic. The little
Oh, yeah, you get the carrier bag.
like the little bags that you
Yes.
had, I don't know,
Are those great?
sometime early in the spring. It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Those are
And
great carrier bags. I know. I know.
it's literally what I take with me when I go do street magic in Atlanta. I take my magic bag and this little
And
bag.
that. Well,
Uh,
thank you so much for
so
carrying that. It's
so yeah, some of the I think the best swag, and I try not to pick up a lot of swag because of how many conferences I go to.
right.
It'd be just a lot of crap. Uh, Probably the best swag I've picked up this year.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you to our
fan-
chief marketing officer. He always has amazing ideas.
fantastic job. Uh, so basically, when it comes to trends from ITC, it sounds like the two biggest trends were Gen AI really starting to become mainstream and better uh better partnering. We're finally figuring out how to partner well in the
We are.
ecosystem.
We are. I think it's important that, I think carriers, they have a lot of options out there, but they can only do so many integrations in a year. And so that's why we talk about, listen, we'll be your headless app. We will be the one platform for you. We'll work with your models, with our models. We can help you be that platform as you work across your ecosystem because at the end of the day, it's all about embedded intelligence. We need the data to be enriched and to flow across all these different stakeholders and their ecosystem. And I mean, if you think about it, they have CPAs, they have brokers, they have medical reviewers, they have legal reviewers, right? They have AI platforms that they're now putting in place, right? They have document intelligence. They need someone to be their platform that can run all that intelligence and be able to enrich it across. Um, so yeah, great conference.
Fantastic. And Clara sponsored a kickoff summit for
Yeah.
claims. So you had claims
Yes.
leaders from across the industry. How was that, and what were the highlights for you of that kickoff event?
Ah, other than the blue tracksuit, this was my second favorite. So this was our first year sponsoring a claims kickoff summit. There hadn't been a kickoff summit focused on claims for several years. And I've really been sitting at the edge of my seat for the last 2 years. And finally, our amazing ITC leaders and coordinators said, yes, let's go. And we didn't know. We went into it not knowing how many people would come. We had over 800 people, standing room only for the day, and such amazing speakers. I mean, we had the chairman and CEO of Canal Insurance really rallying the troops, talking about litigation, financing, and how we need to come together and really help our adjusters through the fog of when things go into litigation, and how to, help with propensity and help them with their strategies. So he really, really got the group riled up about the fight against rising litigation funding by third party. Then you had Denise Garth, right? Our chief strategy officer of Majesco, really talking about, listen, she highlighted the last 10 to 20 years of claims transformation that's really had little impact on overall operational results. And then, now she's talking about, listen, we have to make a promise. We really have to start to get into these new technologies, leveraging intelligent claim solutions, right? And thank you again, always for the shout out to Clara. And then really just talking about how we need to start to embed these new technologies. Denise always does a great job um, with her discussions. She makes it real and she understands the past, she appreciates it, but she really tries to push us forward on getting these new technologies into our journeys and jumping into the AI playbook. And then we had Nick Anderson, who's the VP of Transformation at Claims for Nationwide, and he really talked about their journey and they're shifting, to a proactive claims handling and enhanced communications using the power of AI, and they're a great clients of ours. And so really hearing Nationwide's transformational journey was great for the audience. And I think one of the coolest sessions was Chris Bennett. He's the Chief Strategy Officer at Origami, and he actually showed the art of the possible of the future vision of AI inside of Origami and using a platform like Clara to really drive a better data-informed a system for those risk managers. So Chris really brought it home for us with an amazing demonstration of the power of all of this. So thanks for bringing that up, Tony. It was just such a highlight for Clara, and to have that many people, over 800 people in that room. It was awesome for us.
Fantastic. 800 people, first year you do it.
I know, right? I
It's pretty
know. I'll
impressive.
get to my
Yes.
chief marketing officer. He's got to hit post 1,000.
And the kickoff summits are so my ITC starts like Sunday, but
Yes,
according to ITC starts like Tuesday.
Tuesday.
The kickoff summits, if I'm not mistaken, are Monday, right?
They were actually on Tuesday.
Oh, okay,
They were
perfect,
on
perfect,
Tuesday, and you people come in usually a day early before the Wednesday booth expo opens up.
perfect. Uh, how is AI being perceived in the industry?
Well, I think what's interesting is, when I started at Clara 3 years ago, I think AI was still a really confusing topic for people. I think there was little understanding. I think there was a lot of fear and still very few early adopters. And wow, what a change, massively over the past 2 years. And now AI, it's really becoming more table stakes, and more than half of the industry is planning to adopt predictive models and generative AI capabilities this year, according to Red Hand Advisors, their annual survey. So I think that what ChatGPT did was bring a discussion to the forefront so that people started to understand there is something here. I'm looking at either, leakage from systematic leakage. I'm looking at operational inefficiencies, and how do I put my AI playbook out there, and where do I want to start? And that's why with our platform, there's 10 different ways that you can start with AI so that we make it very easy for that gateway for clients to work with us. So I think it's absolutely a 180 different perception now by our industry on AI.
Perfect. How do you see AI and insurance evolving in the near future?
Yeah, I think that intelligent solutions like Clara's platform are becoming more integrated into the core claim system, which is great. We've been waiting for this marriage to happen, and for people, they've been buying core claim systems for a long time. They know that buying muscle. And so we talk about it now as the embedded intelligence. How do you start to, across the workflow of operations in a core system, how do you get that analytical intelligence layer that is popping up when something is being detected in the workflow that needs decision attention and needs a next best action? It needs attention in the case. And that's where we're seeing embedded intelligence of Clara platform in the core systems. I think there's a lot of point solutions in the marketplace right now, which is a good, healthy sign of demand and innovation. But carriers are starting to value the platform play. And that's why we've gone deep with our capabilities for casualty claims to be the one platform for claims guidance, document intelligence, and workflow acceleration. So one source of intelligence with a single integration into their core system, that's where we're headed, and that's where we're evolving. And people are expecting now to have that in their core system.
Okay, so most carriers, I'm guessing most of your customers use the platform alongside something like Guidewire Claim Center or Origami Risk. So you have a strong focus of integrating into those.
Yeah.
Uh, how has that evolved from the
Yeah.
founding of Clara to now?
Yeah, definitely. So we've worked really hard, especially with Guidewire Cloud and Origami Risk. We now have a native integration, which is great. So both of those customers can now turn on Clara inside of those core systems. There's other core systems we're also in development with, but we started with Guidewire Cloud and Origami, and we're going to be very excited soon to announce new partnerships, as well as we recently went live with Built by Guidewire integration that's available in the marketplace. We've also gone live with a couple of clients that are live between Clara and Guidewire, Built by Guidewire. So we're excited that that's going to be turned on, and we hope to announce that soon. I think that what this does, it gives the Guidewire Cloud users our leading claims intelligence in the Claim Center workflow. So think about bi-directional data integration. Think about embedded Clara insights in the Claim Center workflow. Think about hot links that bounce between the portals to go deeper into the claims detail. It just makes the workflow, the operational workflow on the case and the intelligence on the case just come together for that claims professional. And that's the convergence that is happening now. And we've been ahead of the curve and making this integration and really professing that this needs to happen for these end users.
Okay. So Gen AI was the hot topic this
Yes.
this year.
Right?
Uh, is it overhyped, or is it actually like we're just starting to see the benefits?
Yeah, so I think that Gen AI may have been overhyped for certain use cases, but for us, Gen AI, large language models, and content creation tools, we really certainly believe they'll provide value and should be on everyone's technology roadmaps. We think Gen AI creates a lot of challenges that come in the form of fraudulent claims, the rise of plaintiff attorneys, and using Gen AI to really power these legal processes, make it easier and cheaper to litigate a case, and so much more. And that's why we see insurers like really start to see these threats that are coming in or around fraud or around leakage on litigation. And so this is why we believe for the insurance industry to be successful in the AI era that we need to have this intelligence platform. And so we see all of it coming together where there's Gen AI that's trying to pull out the insights in these heavily documented cases. You're talking thousands of pages of documents that an adjuster has to be able to pull out anything that could be a bad faith or a financial demand or something going on in the medical nomenclature. To be able to have, that sidekick and that co-pilot that's surfacing up that using a Gen AI language models, which we have with our own IP, that is just a great augmentation for an adjuster. So we think there's a lot of use cases that, especially in our platform, that we're already using Gen AI. We also know, all the amounts of relationships when you look at fraud. There's fraud also in those documents. So how do you help, again, an adjuster to detect that there may be some fraudulent behavior? Again, you're just giving some augmented intelligence on the side for the adjuster. So we really do think that there may be an overhyped at the very beginning on Gen AI. And we know like our models have learned over the last year and a half on these documents. They've been trained. And so really high accuracy on the models and real benefits of these insights and alerts that we're pushing back out. So it takes time for the models, but we've been doing this now, and this is what we're known for.
Fantastic. What advice do you have for those that are just starting their AI adoption journey?
Yeah, I think there's a couple of things. So, I know myself, having been on the carrier side and been a buyer, you've got to work with someone that you trust. And many times, this is your first AI application, and you want to work with someone who can be your claims therapist, who can be your trusted advisor, who you, at the end of the day, just know that we are here as an insurtech to help you. We want to take away this buy versus build conversation, right? We want to come to you in a partner mentality. We're here to accelerate. So let's meet in the middle. There may be some part of you, there's some part of us. And how do we get to the best solution that works for you? And that's why, using a platform that finds the hybrid solution is really important. I think that it's also important that in the claim space, we always want to have the adjuster be able to take some of that cognitive load off of them. And what that means is when there's a claimant in front of them that needs the data, that needs answers, we want to give them off the fingertips of the adjuster. One, we want to give them empathy. We want them to have the intelligence, the next best action. What do they need to be saying to the claimant? That's empathy, that's service. And so, we want to make sure that we lighten their load, the cognitive load, give them this augmented tool on the side that's bringing them, that's in front of them, and allows us to have empathy for the adjuster, who then can have empathy for the claimant. And so, we really think one of the ways that on our platform, starting with the document intelligence, it's a nice first bite of the apple, if you will, for them to start because we always believe in human in the loop. We believe that you need the experience of the adjuster on that case, but you also can have the models working for the adjuster 24/7 to bring up things that maybe that are, down in the case, down in the weeds, down in the details, down in that document. And so we really do believe that a nice bite of the apple to start in your journey is through the document intelligence. But what's important is it doesn't stop there. That's a utility that then is fed back to the case. It's all about data enrichment, right? It's an integration play and it's a data play. So how do you make sure that you have all the document intelligence associated with the case that go back to the case to inform the triaging at the case? I think the biggest advice I would say is you got to start now. You got to jump in. You can't wait. It's happening so quickly. And that's what we saw at ITC, to bring it back to where we started this conversation, Tony, other than talking about eyeglasses and how amazing, you are, and you're coming to the end of your conference season, is that you got to jump in now because there's efficiencies to be had using AI and Gen AI, and others are already in there and seeing impact and seeing results. And that's why we deliver an ROI. That's why at the end of the day, we like to measure ourselves, communicate that measurement out, whether it's looking at, indemnity costs, looking at, hardcore expenses. It's not just about a platform. It's about delivering amazing results to impact your financial and operational outcomes.
I Our ROI is necessary. And all technology platforms that don't deliver it won't survive.
Well,
Uh, I love the concept of empathy for the adjuster.
yeah,
I,
yeah, I
ha-
do too.
I hadn't heard that before, and the claims is where the rubber meets the road.
It is.
It's the delivery of the product,
It is.
uh, and endemically they are buried under ridiculous
Well,
amount
we
of
believe
spending.
insurance exists because of claims, because something bad has happened in your personal or commercial life, and you expect for your carrier to give you the best service experience and to be there for you. And so who's right on the forefront of that? That is your claims handler. And so the service means giving them the intelligence at their fingertips and being proactive and predictive in front of them so that they're either reaching out and making sure that they're handling the case in a way that's not reactive. And so we believe that intelligence is empathy.
It makes sense. Claims will always be a tough job because it's adversarial by nature, right? Everybody you're talking with is having a bad day.
That's right.
Otherwise, they would be talking to claims. But having the right tools uh, to make it better, to make it easier to do the right thing, and
Yeah,
to
and I
answer those
think
more quickly
thinking
and
through
accurately.
your and I think so many folks in the past, and rightly so, have focused on a core system doing so much of this work for them, all right? Because it does go through the whole workflow, right? From billing to the administrative to the claim side of it. But that intelligence layer now working across all that data, across all those cases to surface up things that just need to have attention with here's the explanation why, here are the potential routes of the way that you could treat this case. I mean, that's really taking the cognitive load. And we use this analogy of GPS at Clara. We talk about, we use this in our personal lives. I use Waze. I use Waze whether I know the route or I don't know the route. And this is exactly how an adjuster is driving cases. Sometimes the route is pretty black and white, and they know what the model knows, and the model is just confirming and affirming. But there's foggy times, and just like in Waze, when you're going someplace and you're not aware of where you're going, it gives you three different routes. One could be by tolls, one could be the fastest, one could be the scenic route. And that's what we do. We're surfacing up on this particular route of this case. There's three different routes that you can take, and you, the adjuster, are deciding which route is the best one to take. We're giving you the predicted costs. We're giving you the predictive timing of how long to close the case. You choose. It's very important that that adjuster's experience is in that case with our augmented platform that is constantly triaging the case.
Fantastic. We're recording at the end of conference season. This will go out Monday, next Monday. So I think that's November 11th. So that I think you guys have two conferences left. So
We do. We do. We're going to Connected Claims in Austin. So I'm looking forward to being on a panel and also showcasing our platform. And then we have Guidewire Connections, where, as I stated, we're really happy to talk about our success with our integration and having live customers where Clara is embedded inside of Guidewire Cloud Claim Centers. So a lot that the Guidewire customers can talk with us about at Guidewire Connections in Nashville.
awesome. Heather, thank you very much for your time today.
Thank
Uh,
you, Tony.
super insightful. Uh, love seeing you guys on the road and yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. You keep doing what you're doing too.
Thank you.